Hello everyone, welcome back to House of Racing here in Tier 2. We've had a week break, but we're back to it here. And as you can see, we're back for more rain here in Tier 2 for Spa Francorchamps round 5. All rain as well across the race and quali. So we quickly get the weather up and have a little see what it looks like. This condition that's on screen now, its inters will stay that way for the whole of the session, and then as we go into the main race, it's very wet conditions, so whether we see drivers going for the blue wall tyres or they fit for the inters, we'll have to wait and see. And the camper will go in. But yeah, should be a good one. Should be a full grid as well. I think we're still expecting one more guy to hop in. So Polly, you have to be in charge of working out if we can hit this week.
Sorting out audio issues.
Your audio. Oh, I think Aiden's being blocked here, whoever this is. I think he started. Jack, yeah. Chesney's on a lap up ahead. He's
completely both on laps, so yeah, he's on blocks. If anything, he just needs to. Only if anything, he just needs to back off this and create a gap really. And these laps at this time, with how the weather works, it's not going to make a difference really. These aren't going to be the final times that stay on the board.
Yeah, same conditions across the session, but a dry line will appear as we go on. So we'll have to wait and see it. As we can see, Chesney here in the new livery of the McLaren. Obviously, the game now enabling you to flick between the two liveries, just for the McLaren. So that would be interesting to see across the game when more liveries become available and all that. But yeah, nice to see a different car. Has Jamaican Jam got the same one? He has. He's got the special livery as well. But trying to think of anything
in chat as well. Marsing's got a 5-place booklet.
Absolutely cinema. But yeah, unfortunately won't be able to change that. But in terms of news though, between last time he raced 2 weeks ago and this, we obviously had the big news that both Ferrari boys have been exiled from the grid after being found trying to look for cause the safety car on purpose and effectively race fix. So they've been removed from the order and then banned from racing within HOR. So we got two new Ferrari boys in, both here today as well, to try and make a statement. So that we got Cruz in, new man into the league. So we'll see how we can get on yet to set time. And then we've also got Palmer, who's reserved a couple of times before, got points in his first race, I believe, in Austria. So he's here today in the seat. So always good to see what he can do. Orchid, you're seeing he's there retired as well. He had a quali ban after if people remember and watched the race, it was the last lap collision with MOZA when he was going to win the race but went for a move, had a collision with MOZA, and they earned himself a 10-second penalty and a couple of penalty points to go with it, which has tipped him over that limit to give him a quali ban. Other moves across the grid, obviously, apart from Ferrari, we then got Vitali leaving McLaren after just being a bit inactive, and we've got Jamaican Jam, who's I think he's like 5th in the driver's stand because of something ridiculous after just reserving a couple of races. He's having a really good return to racing here in HOR. Yeah, and he's 5th, so he's only 3 points off Slick going into this week. So we'll have to see what he can do. Camper in the chat saying Hugo needs to be removed up. Yeah, half a second quicker so far. Hugo is always known to be a bit of a wet man specialist, so we'll see how he performs in the actual race. Darky, nice to see him back today on track as well. I think he's now got the cast taken off his arm. So hopefully he'll be back on the grid very soon.
I don't know if he was racing it on, to be honest, because I think he ended up finding out he was alright to just keep racing.
Yeah, well, I think he's finally got it taken off, but he was suggesting that he could race with it on still in the weeks previously. But I do think he's now kind of on that way to recovery.
Creasing as well, one of the new Ferrari lads who jumped up to P2.
Yeah, 4 tenths off that first time by Hugo, so keep an eye on that gap as the track continues to dry up. Two drivers yet to set a time. That's Marsing, who's in the pits. He's on his outlap after being the last man out of the pits, and then LTR Phoenix, who's just coming to the line now. So we'll follow him around to see what he can set, where he can slot in. 4-second field spread at the moment as well between Chesney in 16th and Matech as well, just in front of him, up to Hugo in P1. Slots up to 14th in that as well. Chip's asking for an invite to them. We're still waiting for our driver, pal.
And also he can't join in quali anyway because
yeah, come on, Chimpanzee, come on. But yeah, we are expecting the Williams man in, so hopefully, I think it'd be always nice to have a full 20 people. Don't think we'll have that for Tier 1. Hopefully we're over stream for Tier 1. We'll have to wait and see. So if you are waiting for the Tier 1 stream, it may not be coming, so just bear that in mind later on. So just keeping on results, etc. tomorrow to find out what's happened. Oh, have we got set times? Have we got CT3 stopped on track pretty much just to let people by? I think he's low on fuel, maybe. I think he is. I think he's just checking along.
And he was someone who was actually on a lap, so that's that lap gone.
Oh, Dalton's had a little wiggle going up Eau Rouge. Nitro this week as well, showing in a different name, as he's on plane station this week. So it'd be very interesting to see where he slots in. Obviously, won the last race after all the penalties that got issued. But yeah, on pads and PlayStation this week. So we'll have to see if he's got a comparable pace between the two. I think he's already expected to be a little bit off it, but slotted in nicely into 10th anyway, so a decent effort considering he's a wheel user now and he's basically thrown all of the pad information at his brain. As the other Mercedes then slots right into that gap, 54.8 for slick as the track gets a bit drier. So Mercedes 1-2, I think they did, was it last week they had a good race? No, it was Austria, wasn't it? Austria, they kind of looked like they were going to dominate and then the results didn't really go Hugo's way.
They've already been jumped by John as the track continued just to get slightly drier.
3 tenths quicker.
Matt Hedges seeming to be right behind someone like that. Not heating up
very like Hugo, I think that is. I mean, Hugo to the line, where does he go? He now puts in provisional pole. I'm not actually seeing the graphics anymore, which is a bit of a pain to see Hugo's provisional pole. But
Matt Hedges jumped up to 14th as well, following him over the line.
So we got to come to the line next.
Ham was 1.1 seconds up in sector 3. He's coming towards the bus stop now, so as long as he keeps it clean again, it'll be a decent lap improvement.
Dalton finds an improvement as well.
Low on fuel, so. Yeah, he's going to go up to the line, so here we go, exit at the bus stop.
To the line now. Solid effort, Peter. 56.2 for Palmer. Just above Finn, well, half a second above Finn, who's on his out lap, so 8 minutes left, plenty of time to improve their laps. Where's we got floating around? Got MOZA about to start a lap. We got McLaren behind him, which is Jamaican Jam, I assume. Yeah, Jamaican Jam, who's also starting a lap, and another Ferrari behind him, which I imagine will come straight into the pits in shot behind. Yeah, in he goes.
It's been a while since I've seen how long's left in the session. It seems to permanently just be ready for people letting others through. I think that's someone just driving on low fuel mode, is my guess.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's Dalton.
Yeah. Come on, Dalton. Hurry up, come on, lads. A couple of cars going into the final sector. I don't know if any of these cars are coming up on laps. Yeah, Finn's about to start one. So we'll check in with him a bit later on. We've got an Aston coming to the line as well. Is that Aiden? No, Aiden's somewhere in sector 1. John knows.
There's been
just
a few who have recently gone in for a tyre change, so like I said, I want to see how long's left in the session, so I wonder if we sort of seen some people
I think it's around 5 minutes.
A couple of runs. Yeah.
If I had to guess, I think it's around 5, so there's plenty of time. But watch John. I think Hugo's. Is Hugo on a lap? No, he's about to start one, but we'll watch Jono coming up. Eau Rouge and the Kemmel. What's this sector 1 time looking like? 10th and a half up for Mr. Jono. Again, it looks to be the same fight between Mercedes and Aston Martin. We've already seen this several times across the season. V-Carb are floating around the odds here and there across the season, but I think for the most part it looks like it to be these 4 drivers that seem to be going against each other tooth and nail.
We'll be interested to see what happens when Curzon comes back out sets another time, because it's been a while since he's put in that lap.
Yeah.
So you'd imagine, just from track improvement, he's going to
be somewhere there.
Not even try and get in that mix of, like you say, that top 4 we seem to keep seeing.
I imagine he's waiting there for the end.
Got involved as well.
54-1, so he's straight in that mix. Still just over a 10th off of Hugo though, and Hugo's on a lap now, so we'll keep an eye on him Watching Jonathan now, who's 6 tenths up on his time, so if all goes well, this will be Jonna going up to provisional pole, but Hugo looks to be finding improvement behind. But it's that much though, he looks to have a slide through Poon just as I flick to him.
I was going to say, it was also quite a slide of Jonna as he was going into sector 3, so it'd be interesting to keep the bus stop clean if it's still going to be enough for provisional pole. You'd imagine the improvement it will be. Oh no, he's boxing.
Oh, straight in, maybe then he's realised that he's not going to get back around in time to set that final lap, so he's instead called it. Hugo's a second up on his time as well, so Hugo will be finishing this time, so we'll have to wait and see how the track development ends up, because I don't think Hugo's got enough time. I mean, it's a shame we can't see how much longer is left, but I don't think it's enough for Hugo to come all the way around again, pit, do an outlap, and then set another time, so it's good for Hugo.
As well, because Finn jumped up there and all that, and he's now low on fuel, so is he going to be in the same situation?
I think he's done as well, yeah. So, yeah, Hugo does go provisional pole then with a 52.8, solid time from him. And I imagine that's going to be it for Hugo. Who else is coming up to the end of their laps? Got a car coming into the pits. I think the next one is going to be, is that Dalton in the pits? And MOZA's low on fuel as well, so he'll be coming back into the pits as well. I think everyone's just kind of getting ready to set their final time. Darky's having a bit of a slide as well. Chimp in the chat saying that time won't be pole. I mean, that's a very good time, but obviously the track is developing a lot within the next, however many, 3 minutes I imagine still on the clock, something along those lines. So the track is going to change a lot still. I mean, yeah, Darky's going to finish this time. Low on fuel, so I think this could be Darky done as well. What can he set? He goes up to P2 with a 53.3, still massively off pole. Jim's saying low 52s for pole. I don't think it's going to be a low 52. I think it's going to be about a 0.5, 0.4, 0.5 if I had to. But then 0.8 is a very good time as it is, so I'm not too sure.
I think there's more time left in the session than we first thought, because everyone's still in the pit lane, a few still filtering.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know if not we've had seen the final run, so we just can't see how long the run.
Yeah. Why can't this guy just get away? I just want to see. Too many cars, yeah, around the track. Obviously now we've got... Is that Darky? Yeah, now Darky is low on fuel as well. Still low on fuel, so yeah, we're going to have this whole episode being unable to see. I think the people are coming out now for their last runs. Like, if I had to say, I think there's around 2... It's probably ticking along to 2 minutes now. I think it's painful because I don't feel like we're that far off time-wise. I think it's less than 3, I would say.
Yeah, I would imagine this is just final runs now coming up now, so yeah, 3 minutes as well.
Yeah, considering it's not a mad rush, I imagine it's going to be enough time for... We've got a McLaren in the pits there, I can see at the back not moving, so considering he's got to go all the way across the pits. Yeah, I imagine that's a decent chunk.
In all that, Hugo and Finn also got back, so you'd imagine they got their timings absolutely fine.
That's fine then, yeah. We're being blindsided there by the yellow flags. But we'll have to see. Massive gap though between Hugo and Darky as things stand, with more track improvement on the cards as everyone is now coming out of the pits now, so yeah. Last chance saloon here for everyone. Got a couple of cars still filtering out the pits, but we've pretty much got all the cars on track ready for the final lap. Darky though is going to be the only man probably that's done. I think Darky's now done with a 52.3, because definitely he's 100% not got enough time to come back in with his current fuel load.
There we go, yeah, 1 minute 30 left, so yeah.
So yeah, right on the limit. So yeah, no chance for Darky then. P is P2 at best, and with track improvement you imagine he's going to fall down a fair amount. So we'll have a look at that gap. Obviously massive gaps across the field already. The gap between Hugo, I mean Hugo is a second ahead of Finn in P4, so we'll have to see.
It's interesting as well being on board with Finn, he's cutting quite a fair bit of the track, whether or not he's panicking over time, and certainly with how people might slow down before they start their lap, could be a bit of trouble with cars hiding up towards the end. Yeah,
just for people aware in the chat as well, I think Hugo asked me as well if it's allowed to cut the track to try and make it back to the line. I said, yeah, I mean, it's fine as long as you're not impeding any driver or, you know, cutting it to give toes where, but I don't see any issue really in cutting the track just to get across the line. So bear that in mind if any tickets get made in that purpose, because then they'll just get ignored effectively. There's nothing wrong with that. They go down as no further options yet. Darky done, retiring in the pits as expected. P2 at best, and people are starting their final runs.
There's a whole number of them I don't think are going to make the line here.
Yeah, Crusen's done as well. So I don't know what's happened with his run here, but he's bailed out. 10 seconds left. He's in sector 2. So Crusen looked to be of decent pace, but P5 at best then for him. Who didn't make the line then? There's a couple of cars not making it. Yeah, who didn't make it? Finn didn't make it.
Jamaican Jam haven't made it.
Jamaican Jam. Yeah.
Phoenix has just crossed and been done. Matteo just had a huge moment into turn 1. He's completely come to a stop, so his lap's over. Dalton
as well, done. So all the people looking for pole dropping like flies here. CT3 and Dalton done. Yeah, there they go, crossing the line. Finn got disconnected from the session. That's why he apparently didn't get across. I'll chuck him another invite before we get the last couple of laps through. As Hugo's going even faster on his final run.
Switched on the grass heavily as well, just before no name, so whether or not that's going to come from time.
We've got Ferrari coming to the line next. Is that Palmer? No, it's going to be Crusoe, who's in the pits. Obviously, no improvement for him, unfortunately. Aston Martin coming to the line. Where can Jono go? Up to the line he goes. Puts it on provisional pole at 52.8. Just ahead of Hugo, though, who hasn't improved. He's slowing down. He's not improved his time. So at the moment, it's going to be Jono on pole, unless Slick has something to say about it. We've got a Red Bull coming to the line as well. Who was that? That's Nitro, who's gone 9th then on pad today, so not a bad effort from him. Aiden in 11th, coming to the line next.
And Buzzer showing 7 tenths up, but he seems to be too close to the car in front. I think
Aiden Cope's provisional 8 tenths ahead. 52.0. Unbelievable time from Aiden.
And Bottas going to have to go for an overtake. Oh, he's gone off the track and he's essentially, yeah, he's just hit the B car, so he could get done for that because he's just come back on and ruined the B car.
Yeah, Ruthless guy there scrapping as well with the Williams. Up in Bozza, that's in Bozza, isn't it? So yeah, they've come screeching.
Yeah, I was going to say, and Bozza went off track, invalidated his lap and rejoined hitting the Ruthless guy.
Yeah, so, I mean, Ruthless guy still manages to put it up to P9, so solid effort from him. Only car left is Palmer, who's not going to improve, so it looked to be Hugo's in the bag, and then out of nowhere, Aiden shoots it. It didn't look to be really in the fight. He was in towards the top 4, but slightly went under the radar then of who to beat. And Aiden puts it pole position here in a soggy Spa by 0.6 of a second above Slick in P2. Not necessarily the Mercedes we expected, but I saw in Austria, I mean, he's the one getting the results for the team. Jono P3, and then Hugo, still with the solid effort, puts it P4. Wow. Interesting session. Unfortunate for the cars towards the back who didn't end up making the line, the likes of Jamaican Jam, CT3. Dalton, I don't know if he made the line in the end.
No, it's still showing outlap, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Although, I feel like he jumped up, so whether or not that's a glitch in the game.
Oh, CT3's he said he's been practicing full wet all week. Oh no. Yeah, I see Bozza in the chat's asking about cutting the pits. Yeah, it's fine. It's legal.
Yeah, as long as he's not blocked someone. If he's blocked someone, then that's a different question. But Martin as well, I forgot to mention at the start, but yeah, he had that 5-place penalty, so he's dropping right down to the back.
Yeah, so there is your order then, quickly flicking through. Aiden Slick, Jono, Hugo, Darky, your top 5, and then we've got Finn, Cruisen, Mbozza, Aretha Sky, and Palmer rounding out your top 10. I'm just clarifying the chat. Mbozza's not very happy.
Yeah, if he's been blocked in his lap, then that's a different question, but by the sounds of it, I don't think it is.
I know we've had an incident in the past where someone has cut turn 1. I think it was at Monza. I think it was with Manic and Troy. Yeah, where he cut turn 1, rejoined the track, and in a dangerous fashion, and then obviously did that. And if that's the case, that would be issued as a penalty, because then you're just driving dangerously at that point. But if it's just the case of, you know, you see that there's, you know, no cars around you can do it, I don't see any harm in doing it. And as said, Hugo did ask me before the race, so he was inquired. It's not just he's done it on a whim. He has asked for permission. If I told him not to do it, he would have stayed within the limits of the track. But here we go then, going into the race. Full wet conditions here, so we'll have to see how things are looking as we get the 5 lights.
Oh, away we go. Jumped it towards the back.
Oh yeah, there are a couple. Yeah, don't know if there's a glitch with the start, because it seems to be the same couple of people maybe that had the issue in quali. But yeah, we've got a couple of jump starts where someone's gone early, but Aiden still leads. Jono gets up to P2. Mercedes not having a good start, down to 4th and 5th respectively between the cars. Jono holding it up over Rouge as well, managing to fight off Darkias. We've got one of the cars off track there. Yeah, Hugo goes off track at the top of Eau Rouge. Aiden with a massive gap already after all the troubled starts. And away he goes. I'll see if anyone is on different tyres when we get a slight break.
Finn and Awkward has gone for the Inters and everyone else in the full wet.
Oh, we got a car off. Ferrari's off.
Yeah, it's Curzon.
Cruzone is off in the wall, yeah, on his debut.
He damaged his wing doing that, I assume, based on where I've just seen him leave the wall from.
Yeah, I mean, it's potential doesn't look like it. No,
I think he's got away with it, but
I mean, it's painful start regardless, isn't it? We've got still cars flipping around at the back. But yeah, Awkward and Finnan opting for an intermediate start. Very bold for them. Finn sliding massively through.
Hugo gets through his teammate as well. I imagine it's more of, you know, choosing not to put up a fight.
Chimp saying 3 pens. Yeah, I think the 3 pens are for the drive-through. So the jump starts, as we said, we pointed that out at the start. Aiden's lost a bit of his lead here as well today, with Jono reeling him in slightly. He was 1.3 ahead. That's clawed down by 3/10 in sector 3 here, well, sector 2 and 3, as he had that gap going up into Lecom. But Darky having a very good race again. I think he was good in wet conditions in Monza, in Miami, that got him a podium. He's looking good again today. To quickly see those gainers on lap 1, see what the deal is. Marzing, after having that unfortunate grid penalty, is already up several positions. Got a couple of cars already in the pits to serve their drive-throughs.
One of them. So here goes all what he's
cheated. Cruising, making up those positions with the people in the pits, trying to get back in the mix as well.
There's a couple stopping for a wing change, I imagine.
Yeah, Awkward. Awkward wasn't one of those people. Yeah, I was going to say he wasn't one to have a drive-through. Maybe.
The other. Yeah.
CT3 also had a drive-through, if I'm remembering correctly. So I think he's done a pit stop. We'll wait and see when he comes up, but I'm pretty sure he had a drive-through. John is sliding crazy. I think Aiden is running a really high wing setup as well, because he's making good gains in sector 2. But it's in the final sector where Jono really closes in on him.
We're not getting the pop-ups for the penalties, because I saw, despite boxing, Martin and Phoenix still have penalties, and it's 10 seconds. They must have both sped in to serve their drive.
Yeah, so I wasn't even seeing the graphics for people getting provisional pole and stuff, so that is going to be a bit of a shame, so we just have to keep an eye on that as it goes along. CT3 wing damage, no drive-through. Okay, that's fine then. So yeah, he's surviving in the race, just a little bit off the back, unfortunately. I have to but the one thing is, you know, you got one of your stops out early doors, obviously still a mandated 2-stop here in HOR, so nothing necessarily wrong with pitting early. He's just got to tie it, done and dusted. Bit of a gap now between Dark and Slick, though. Slick 1.5 adrift, and then a big couple of gaps actually. Ruthless Guy 1.1 adrift, then Boza 1.6 further back, and then the same gap back to Palmer in P8 as well. A couple of, who's the big loser? I mean, it's Finn at this point.
Well, the guys have a standing for the best stop, Jono and Hugo, battling it out. There's a slight movement on the exit from Jono, so we're going to stay side by side and build up into turn 1.
And Jono's gone to the inside line.
Yeah, but I mean, he's managed to make it stick. In the end, I thought Hugo's going to be too far ahead, but now he's managed to get ahead. Like contact in the pair.
Yeah, locking wheels. Hugo just left cars width on the outside, but still managed to lock wheels with each other.
I mean, look at that time loss though to Aiden, just battling like that. It's probably another second gone at the time. But Hugo's going to get through on the straight anyway.
And Darky looks like he's got a good run off Radion. He's going to try and have both of them. I think is he going to choose a late braking move? Doesn't fully commit. A bit of contact between him and Jono. But I think Darky's still going to get the move done yet as he goes into lock wheels, a bit more contact, and Jono's been forced into the gravel there. Just didn't really want to give that move up, and he's got slick now all over the back of him. He's been dragged back into this fight for the top 4.
I think in a way it's now an ideal series of corners here where realistically it's a bit harder to go for a move for Jono just to at least stay the way, not lose that slick.
Yeah. Jump at the chat saying that's Jono's fault. Yeah, it was an interesting one. He just didn't seem to. The position was gone really, and it's not really a corner that you can go side by side through. You know, going down through Lecombe there. It's not really one because if all it takes is Darky to bounce off the curve, and he would have flung them both off the track, and nearly did really. So, not really a corner you want to be trying to hang it around the outside. Really, it's more a case of tucking in behind and looking to go again later on in the race. Do you know what things have slightly settled down? We'll quickly go through the standings then so we get an idea of who's who and what things are looking like as we...
Bod's gone for a move actually around the outside into Scott. Rufus guy trying to hold it out. They go side by side, but Bod's looks too far ahead. Well, I say that, but Rufus guy's going for a switch back. Yeah, he's too far behind them.
Yeah, and Bozak. P6 for him. It's weird. And Bozak's one of these drivers that, I mean, he was looking good in Miami. I think he's missed a couple, so he hasn't really been able to put in that fight. So yeah, not in the top 10 in the standings for him so far. We've got Hugo leading the championship on 41 points, Ruthless Guy 40, Finn 38, Slick 36, Jamaican Jam 33, and then we got Troy was on 31, so it's now Jono on 31 and P6 then. So very, very close. So any point counts here. Aiden obviously having a good race here as well. He's going to surely slingshot into that top 10 with Braun on that custom racing again, so most likely he will be losing a seat after today, unfortunately. Despite winning the first race, yeah, I think he will be dropping off the grid here in the midway point of the season. But look at the gaps opening up. I mean, it's very stable now across the grid. Closest gap we've got is down between Cruiser and Matej there. Cruiser making good gains, considering he was in the wall on lap 1. He's only 3.5 off Dalton. And looking, he's not a million miles away from the points, so it's still somewhat
showing very good pace here, really. Like you say, considering, I mean, how badly he got off.
Yeah. It's not a case that he just went into the gravel. He was in a wall that had to reverse out the wall as well, so lost heaps of time. So he's to be somewhat still, you know, in the fight for points. All it takes is, you know, a nailed pit stop, and he's there. Camper asking who got pole. Aiden got pole with a 52.0. I think he was like 8 tenths ahead.
Oh, Nitro's gone off. He's run wide into the gravel slightly. Lost a bit of time, and it's going to put him under pressure from Finn as he
shoots past him.
And Aiden's into the pit.
Very early, and I imagine that's going to be for Inter tyres. A couple of cars coming into the pits as well.
Yeah, Inter's going on.
I hate to be that guy, but we will be watching cars on the exit of this of the entry. A pit exit,
John's
sorry.
gone in as well, and it's slight double stuff. I think that's going to slow him down slightly. I don't think he's lost crazy enough, but not ideal.
Yeah, John, where does John slot in then? I think he's going to be close to the Haas there. Oh, I think there was a slight cut for MOZA potentially on lap 5.
Oh, Phoenix is out. Is that on track? Or is that in the... No,
it's in the pits, isn't it? I was going to say it's a safety car out, but no safety car. It doesn't look like it's just called it quits. Jono making a move on Matic as well, down to whatever turn that is, turn 5. As they go into look on, so Jono making use of his new inters. Chip at this point, we're not getting you in.
Now had. Aiden's behind Finn and Palmer, so he's going to be losing a lot of time here. If Hugo can just put in a solid lap, I just hope it's enough, assuming he's going to come in at the end. Aiden's just being held up. I mean, he's finally going to get the exit and get through the V car.
Yeah, oh, is he going to send it though on him?
Fighting it back. Yeah.
Yeah, realising these. I don't know why. I mean, at this point, he doesn't have to give it up. Not losing heaps of time to Palmer up ahead.
Well,
still got the
also
inside line.
Inters, so.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to bang tyres. Yeah, Finn obviously one of the only 2 cars that started on the inters, and yeah, here he goes then. Still keeping the position, so even though he's got 4 extra laps, he's coming into his own here, but Aiden there with just overspeed on the exit there. Going through Blanchimont, and he gets the overtake done to move into what is the provisional lead of the race. There's a couple more people are in the pits.
I was going to say the next set of the leaders have come in, so it'd be interesting to see how much this has cost Aiden that battle. And you imagine there's a slight chance Hugo could jump him here.
Yeah, there goes Dark as well. Hugo. So where is Hugo? He's coming out of the pits now. It's going to be quite close. I think they're going to have him though. Oh, it's going to be very close. Oh, just too much.
He gets so much speed advantage just from taking the actual track, and Aiden's flown through.
Said way too much wheel spin on exit, just couldn't get it done. That's Palmer next out the pits. I think Palmer's going to be able to slot into 11th or stay in 11th. Yeah, 3 does. Lovely for him.
Hugo's going to get through on Finn now at longer stretch. I say that, but he's now out of battery, so Finn could be fighting another one here. No, I think that's that one.
So look at that gap up front then. So that bit of traffic did not help Aiden at all. He was, what, 2.5 seconds up the road? Right with Hugo and Finn. Obviously, one thing to bear in mind then, these guys have got a pit stop in, Finn has not. So Finn yet to do a pit stop. So I imagine is he going to do 3 stints on inters?
Yeah,
2 inter stops he has to. Yeah, if he's got the tyres to do so, then that's what he will be doing. Don't know what's happened to Marsing as well. I guess that was just the drive-through, but he's heavily adrift at the back of the grid. 18.
I think he also had a 10-second penalty as well when he came in from the drive-through. I think it's the same with Phoenix.
Yeah. Got a move there as well. Just Jono gets past Dalton as well.
Dalton's still on the wet tyres, having not pitted, so you'd imagine Jono's just going to run away from him.
Yeah, Cruisen as well. He's made good gains up through the field after being in the wall, like you said, but yet to pit. So I think it's now at that time that the wets need to come in. Jamaican Jam's still out there as well. That's CT3.
It's going to be the latest in world. He's dumping his entire battery just to get through Dalton. He doesn't want to get held up by someone who's still out on the wets.
Yeah, probably a smart move to be fair, and gets the move done. Is Dalton going to come into the pits here? So Cruisen's in, and so is Dalton's. Yeah, both come into the pits. Releases Slick and Jono fully from their clutches, and away they can go and clear out. 8 tenths now the gap between Aiden and Hugo, so still very close. 2 seconds back to Finn, who, like we said, yet to pit. So Darky is currently provisional P3. Looking good for him.
The CT3's gone on, and he's the only man left on the wets out on this track now.
I think at this point you need to come in.
Yeah.
Just based on evidence when you look at the spread of the field, that I think everyone's on inters apart from those guys. So it's evident now that it is Inter's country.
One thing he has going in his favour, I mean, obviously, it's going to partially ruin his race and still win change, but he's already made one of his stops, so he's only got to make one more.
Yeah. I guess he might just have to firm it and go long if he wants to try and get anything out. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. John has really lost a lot of momentum in this race through the stops. Currently sat 3.8 off Darky.
I think he underestimated just how long it takes the pit crew to turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really cost him. I mean, he was going to be in the fight for the win, or at least closer to the win, and he's found himself 3.5 seconds off the podium effectively. So we'll see if that turns around. Obviously got another stop to go, so could try and turn it around at the next set of pit stops, but not looking great at the moment for Jono in terms of trying to return to the podium. Same with MOZA as well, and MOZA 6.8 seconds off the back of Slick, so something's gone wrong there for him. And he's got a ruthless guy for company as well, right behind him, 4 tenths away. Obviously, I mean, I don't know if this will end up in a ticket as well, obviously, after that qualifying incident between these two. You'd imagine there's a good chance that gets put in a ticket. But Asmarzing, so is he retired? I think he's just left the session retired.
Yeah, he's quit the session, so it's retired him on track. There's no love Darky's looking up the inside of Finn at a slight moment, so he's not going to get it done here, and it's going to cost him massively for longer to run. I say that, but I mean, he's still draining a lot of battery and just purely a fresh tyre. You can see the traction difference. So he may still get him from the end of the panel.
Yeah, we followed this 3. He's tucked up right behind them. Goes side by side, and 3 goes. Easy move in the end for Darky. Getting past Finn, who is still on those old tyres. So, I mean, when does Finn call it quits on these tyres as well? It's an interesting one.
Just purely being a 2-stop, I feel like you've got to come in and do it now. If not, you've almost run half a race on a set of tyres.
Yeah, I suppose. 8.16. I mean, if you divide it into 4, he's already done over a third of the race on these set of tyres, so well within his means to already come in. So we've got to move between Cruisen and Nitro there. Oh, Nitro's off the Cruisen's off the track, and whether he's gone for an overtake and just overshot that. But yeah,
Finn's got a penalty now as well. He's gone off at P1.
Not going to lose heaps of time with that. I mean, it's like we said, it's hard to fully judge where Finn is going to be in this race, obviously without a pit stop to his name. Realistically, he's with Awkward, and in terms of Awkward, he's clear of that. Awkward is the man he's kind of almost covering. That's his fight currently, really, in terms of who's on the same strategy as him. But they're both doing that same issue where, what do they do with the 2-stop? I mean,
Hugo's going to go for this. Yeah, Hugo's going to look down the inside of Aiden. I think he's too far back to really make a move.
Oh, a bit of contact.
Oh, wait. I was going to say, was there contact, or is he just lagging to the side of him now? I don't know. Completely across Hugo.
Gamma reports that Aiden's a bit laggy for Hugo, so we'll have to see. Hugo was a bit laggy on my end during quali, so I don't know if it's more Hugo rather than Aiden that's lagging. So just bear that in mind. It might be because he's got a share screen up if you're obviously watching this race, consider. It may be a case that that share screen has to go off before Hugo dies. 6 tenths the gap between the front two though. 5.9 back to Darky as well. Where does he come out then? Where does Finn? I mean, we'll watch him to see. P10. So to be fair, he's still in the mix somewhere. He's got a bit of a tyre deficit as well, so he can look to cook on these tyres. Got Finn, great run off Radion as well. So 3 goes, I imagine. Yeah, not got much ERS, but just the overspeed from the corner exit is going to shoot him past. He's going to try and move on Awkward as well, but doesn't. I guess Awkward will be the next to pit as well. Still yet to obviously done his first stop. Oh, Darky's gone flying off the track at Pouon. 6.5 the gap now, so yeah, Darky really lost even more time trying to catch these front two. He's fallen into the clutches somewhat of Jono, but he's still got a 2-second buffer on him, so still not too bad for him. It's looking very close there for Hugo. Going through Blanchard here, this could be an opportunity. He's still got 20% of his battery life to play with. I feel like this is the opportunity to send it. Makes a bit of contact with the rear of him, but does he send it into the bus stop? He does. Aiden gives him the space as well, but hangs it round the outside. They're going to be side by side on the exit. And look at the grip that Hugo has on the exit. Shoots past him. Oh, I say that. It's actually
he's the one lagging.
Yeah. Yeah, just a bit more lag there as well, yeah. Yeah, 3 goes that Hugo pulls off the move. Moves up into the lead of this race. Darky 6.2.
Just whether or not Aiden's going to get the slipstream run down the camel though to get this done again, and if Hugo contacts the word, he can
a bit shaky.
That's going to cost him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Losing time down the straight now.
Yeah, Hugo's free now. I mean, we're still close, but Hugo now clear around sector 2 so we can fully see what his pace is like through the slow speed as well, to see if that gap does increase as the lap goes on just by itself. But it's looking good for Hugo halfway through this race. Clear air now out in front of Aiden. Comfortable gap as well back to the rest of the pack. We'll see how long it takes Finn as well to catch up to the rest of the field, obviously on the special tyres, but not putting them straight to work, so bear that in mind as the stint goes on for him. Cruising right in the back of his teammate as well now, 6/10 the gap between Cruising and Palmer. Cruising past Nitro a couple of laps ago, and the gap's already up to 2.6 seconds, so Cruising operating very well in this first race here in HOR. Looking good for some points.
I wondered if I was going to swap here, because it seems how Cruising's been cutting through the field, like he's the quick one of the two.
Yeah.
But he's still not really close enough to actually get a swap done, but we're not going to try Cruising and not to swap.
Yeah, I guess he's not too close enough yet to for there to be any team orders implemented, but yeah, we're keeping on that. Chimp asking how Hugo's not won a race. Yeah, I mean, Hugo, the fact that he didn't win Austria, I think it must be quite disappointing for him. He was on pole in the sprint and the main race, but could not. It was his teammate actually that got both results in that, so just not coming together in race gym so far for Hugo, but this could be the race for him. I mean, didn't get pole, was looking good for pole, but this is the race he didn't get pole. But maybe he's flipped his fortunes around in his the race that's come more his favour this week. So still half the race to go though, so who knows what could happen. Aiden's still keeping tabs with him as well. Jamaican Jam and Matic look to go for a little scrap in sector 3 here.
Just see what happens between the Ferraris here now that it's a lot closer than not. He will let
I think realistically, I think he's just going to shoot past anyway.
Yeah.
Off radio on, I think he's just going to burn his ERS and hopefully his teammate just stays to the right side. Makes it easy on him. Nice bit of a team play there by the Ferraris, even it wasn't fully orchestrated. Nice that they just stayed at each other's way, and Cruising's been released now to try and track down Finn and get even closer to the points. He's got a point now to his name after being in the wall at that one, but we'll see how far up. Obviously Finn with a penalty as well, so looks to be good for at least getting P9 here. It's just whether he's got any chance of getting the likes of Awkward and Aretha Sky, who were 5 or so seconds up the road from him. .5 down the gap between the front two, so Hugo's stretching his legs a little bit more out front. Similar ERS situation as well, so it's not necessarily that's the reason. Darky's actually showing low on fuel on in P3 as well, so we're keeping on that to see if he's under fueled and actually messed up the strat slightly. But
I was going to say, typically in the wet the fuel does come back to you, so it might just naturally tick back over. But
yeah, for his sake we'll hope so, because like we said, Darky right now looking very good for a podium, even though he's 7 seconds off Aiden. He's doing his duties as well to maintain that gap and keep Jono at bay in P4. I think that gap hasn't really come down.
Awkward's gone into the pits, so it's his second stop now.
Yeah, the 9 and 10 that were just ticked over to 10 laps on those tyres. This probably will be him going to the end and just basically doing the same stint to end off this race, a little 10 lap stint on another set of inters. So how far does he go down? We'll see race that's in Nitro in as well. Whereas Awkward, he's going to be quite close to the McLaren there. So yeah, Chesney up at then 7 laps on those inters, and he's going to be about 1.5 adrift from him. So I imagine it's going to be a lap or two before Awkward's got settled back in on these tyres, and he's going to be on that back of the McLaren.
I see that there was no of Darky though, assuming the fuel's going to come back to him. I think earlier in the chat he was asking people how many safety cars. So far the answer's none, so if he's gone assuming there's going to be safety cars, I suppose he could still be in trouble yet.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because yeah, if he's literally assumed there's going to be about 2 safety cars, Then Darky made
got a lot of
lifting
lifting coasters to do.
like in typical Ferrari fashion.
Oh, because already right in the back of Chesney, there's actually a yellow flag out. Is that no love Darky lost it? Yeah. He's dropped behind
Yeah,
John.
yes. No, I don't know what's happened there, but I think he's done what who was that earlier on in the stint? Someone. I think that might have been Nitro.
Yeah, I think he's just run wide into gravel, but really gone off into it.
Already lost time. I mean, we'll see, because he looked to have the edge over Jonas, so it's whether he can get back ahead. He's only a second off Jonas, so this seems to be the scrap now on track.
Walker gets through Chesney nice and easily, as both almost look to run wide though, and not if it's at warnings as Palmer's into the box.
Yeah, I imagine that's him now done to the end. 9 laps left to go in this race. Ticking along very nicely for Fugo out front. Gap's relatively stable now at 1.5 or around there, so not necessarily pushing like mad. But I mean, they don't even have to worry about behind. It's just all focused now on that 1-2. But just in which position or which order for them, because Jono, 10.3 adrift now. After that error from Darky, he's sent him off the podium currently.
It's always a bit of a risk as well when boxing, in case you come up behind some traffic, whether or not Aiden will be considering coming in to get that Hugo and retake the lead that way. But since Hugo's got through, it's looked like realistically Aiden's just had no response.
Yeah, he's kind of keeping him at bay at that 1.5 to 1.8 mark, so.
Massage and Jamaican Jam going side by side for 15th. And it looks to be Jamaican Jam is managed to hold the inside line.
Yeah, they were scrapping about it feels like 5 or 6 laps ago, and they're still scrapping as Matters runs wide and gravel, so it's not going to help his cause of trying to fight back. So I think that's going to be Jamaican Jam nicely up to P15. I was in the full-time seat now, but it's not doing him any favours in this race, unfortunately. Obviously, he had a painful qualifying as Hugo's in the pits up front. So first one to bite the bullet and try it, and that's not going to help Aiden, really, is it? Because if anything, you'd imagine Aiden was looking for an undercut, or would have been looking for an undercut to try and fend off, or to try and drag himself into the lead again. Sorry, but
it's worked out beautifully as well, because I don't know how close MOZA would have been, but MOZA's coming into the box, which is then just going to let Hugo come out in plenty of space with only his teammate that's one in front.
Yeah, Aretha's guy in as well. Cruisin come around the first corner as well, so I think he's going to have that position, so it's just a case of where MOZA slots in. Yeah, just behind him. Nice little gap.
Did his there as well, no love Darky's brought that gap down.
He does, yeah, 2 tenths, so very close between the pair there. I think, because just about had Aretha's guy, got 2 more laps on these tyres, so it's whether that has any impact. Aretha's guy, I think he's just got a track limits and got a 3-second penalty going up a region just on the exit there, where he had to back out the throttle because he was going to go into the back of Awkward and cut the corner there. Donna Hamilton picked up a warning, which I think was what I saw gave him a 3-second penalty. So you got a move there as well. Slicks got past Darky. Darky looked to be on the charge, trying to chase down Jono, but it's actually reversed against him, and he's been had by the other Mercedes driver. And I think Slicks had a little contact there with Jono, but he's going to get away with it. More contact between Slick and Jono. I think Slick's getting a little impatient, stuck in behind Jono here. The gap's up to 13 seconds, whether he's just trying to make sure he has a gap so that they can double stack in peace. Around they come then. I see Aiden's choosing to go on as well. Oh, and Darky's massively overshot the corner. I thought he was going to clean out Slick there, but manages to keep it under control. All 3 in the pits though, unharmed for now. But
he's on for an easy podium, really. He's maintaining the gap to Jono consistently. Yeah, it's really just unfolded from him that since towards the back end of it.
Yeah, it's had a bit of a messy. I was going to say a couple of laps more, a couple of corners really. Here they come.
Further down in 11th, Dalton's up to 6 seconds of penalties. Everyone else showing the penalties on 3 seconds.
coming out of the pits. So going to maintain that order that we saw as well. Darky's lost a bit more time. He's going to be 1.4 off the back as Cruzen in the pits. Is he in the pits? Yeah, Cruzen in the pits. Finn coming out as well. He's going to be just behind his teammate. So not a bad effort from Finn considering his alternate strat looks to be in the mix for points. And then pushing upwards as well. Same with the Rutus guy, good strategy from him. Both the cars that chose to opt for that into a start. I'm interested to see what Aiden does here as well. Because at this point, surely he's just trying to build himself a tyre offset. Because 14 seconds with the gap between Aiden and Hugo, I mean, that's not going to be enough. He's going to obviously be behind that by some distance in that sense. So, I'm not sure. I don't know if this is going to work out for Aiden now. I think he's leaving himself a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I think he's just almost hoping for a safety car or something at this point going on. He's also showing yellow on fuel.
Okay, yeah, something to bear in mind.
He's sort of switching on and off though, so...
He's on that car.
Aiden's in now.
And he comes, so I don't know if he's left it long enough. Bit slidey coming into the pits, but I mean, yeah, Hugo's already just coming out to the bus stop, so he's going to be comfortably in the lead. And then Aiden's not got any threat really of John O'Brien. He's going to slot somewhere in between those two there. But in terms of positions gained, I mean, just on paper there, you look at it, all great, up 11 places, great result from him. Finn down 3 after his strat, but we'll have to see how the race unfolds in these final 6 laps also for him. Or Aiden's gone very deep through the on the pit exit there. Unsure if he cut that, so he's probably going to get away with that for now. Gap's still open up there as this race has gone on. It's just become very evident. The gaps between everyone's done their 2 stops now though, apart from Chesney, Jamaican Jam and Dalton, who is in the pits though, so Dalton just about to serve that 2nd stop. That is obviously mandated, as we've said before. Everyone going to be on inters as well to the end, so there's no real point having inters on. I guess we just have it on for the tyre life just to see the differences between the drivers. 5 seconds the gap then between Hugo and Aiden, so yeah, that's just whether Hugo can drag that back in. Only 2 laps offset though, so I mean, realistically, I just don't see that being enough to really make any form of a difference. I might be wrong, but
yeah, I think he's just tried something different, because I think he realised when Hugo got through, he didn't really ever have a response. There was never really a time that looked like he was going quicker. The gap was at least maintaining 1.5 seconds. And then I think the moment that he missed out on the undercut, that was it really. He's just tried something. And I mean, he's not really got anything to risk with such a big gap to Jono down in P3.
Aiden all over the place. Just Slick tries to hunt him down. This is main battle really happening on the track currently. Is we've got the V-carbs quite close to each other, but I can't imagine anything spicy between the pair of them. As that's obviously an intra-team battle. Nitro's quite close to the back of Chesney as well, who's got a penalty as well though, so Nitro should be able to get past the McLaren there and try to get close to the points, but a bit of a gap on that front. He's around 6 seconds off the back of Cruzen, so not looking fully likely. Slick just unable to really make any...
Wow, if anything, he's looking more likely to go forward as opposed to struggling.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he actually in very good pace. Actually, he's in the wall, so even if he walks away the points there, I think that's a very solid effort from him. Yeah, because it looked like he was dead and buried after lap 1. So solid effort from him. New man, obviously on the grid, and he's doing very proud, looking to get a point next to his name as well. Slick losing a slight bit of ground on this lap. He's not really close enough to make any form of an indent into the fight here with Jono. Jono just doing enough to hold out for the podium. Currently 14 seconds off of his teammate, but still doing enough to get a P3 and solid points on the board for Aston Martin overall. I mean, if we look at the constructors really quick, just to see how that's standing up, we've got V-Carb then leading on 78 points, and they're both in the points again today, but they're only scoring minimal points. Mercedes second, and they're doing very well. Aston Martin in P4 on 49, and they're in for a big haul of points as well, and then Red Bull in P3 and it's not looking good at all for Red Bull. Nitro outside the points doesn't look likely to be scoring points as well. So I think we're going to see Aston Martin shoot right up into that fight, and then Mercedes take the lead of the constructors as well. I think realistically, yeah, it will, after this race, it will probably be, I mean, I don't think Aston are going to do enough to maybe move, yeah, they're not going to do enough probably to move up into the lead, but I think it might be very close to V-Carb. I think it's going to be Mercedes that are around 20 points or so ahead. Or it's going to be more than that, actually.
It seems to have really dropped back this lap as well from Jono.
Yeah, 1.3. Maybe he's just taking a couple of laps to recharge his battery. He's on 68% already. He was on 22 or something like that at the start of the lap, so whether he's just going for a quick recharge of that, we'll have to keep an eye on that in the next couple of laps to see if he's going for one little push at the end. Just a full ERS burn. Penalty wise as well. I mean, I'm interested to see what happens in terms of pens as well, because Cruzen's got both V-Carbs up ahead of him with pens, so he can benefit from that. It's just whether the likes of Palmer can put the foot down and try and squeeze into the points. I don't think that's fully likely. I think he's just going to miss out. And that gap between Hugo and Aiden's just growing, really, isn't it? Was that 5 after the pit stops? Has now gone up by 1.5 seconds. So Hugo doing what he needs to do in clear air to get his first win in season 10. He just has to see it across the line now, really, in the last couple of laps, just bring it home.
I think he's having a better lap so far. He's only 3 tenths behind. Well, it's jumped up to 6 now. But based on I think he seems to be running a massive straight line speed advantage over Jono. Isn't how much he collects on the camel. So it's all about whether or not he can hold it together during the sector 2 and not lose too much time when they get back down to the straight. I think this time he could be challenging Jono.
He's very close, yeah. Closest he's been, at least in the last couple of laps. Half a second before we've even got into sector 3, so he's going to have a great run down into the bus stop. It's whether he chooses to sit behind it and drain it going up the camel. Play the long game.
Jono seems to just have a better exit out of there though, so whether or not that's going to be enough for him to keep it before the bus stop. But I think certainly down the camel he's going to be in big trouble this time.
The gap isn't really moving. I mean, if anything, John is kind of keeping it stable here. Slick, though, worth noting, didn't really touch his ERS of that lap, so whether he is saving it on this next coming lap down the camel. He's very close to the good exit this time round from Slick, though. Managed to find a tenth or so on the car ahead. Just needs a good run out of turn 1. Can he get it? Very tidy, and he is. Look how close he is.
Have a slight slide as well out of there, which isn't going to help him.
Finds another tenth, so he's found 2 tenths in the final. When in the previous 2 corners, needs a clean Eau Rouge. Already on the ERS, so he's trying to do it. But I think Jono as well is realising the danger. He's burning as well, and it could be enough here, you know. I think he's done enough here to hold him off on this occasion. Yeah, he has. So Slick's efforts there not coming to fruition. Despite burning a good 30-40% of ERS, Jono's done enough there to burn what little he adds as well, just to fend off the Mercedes on this occasion. But still 3 laps to go, so still an opportunity for Slick to try and get onto the podium. Darky's still somewhat in the picture behind, 1.8.
He's still though showing that low on fuel, so whether or not, if anything, he's going to be in trouble to obviously at the end he does run out.
Yeah. Anyone else low on
he's
fuel?
He's at 100% battery as well at the moment. So.
We've got Chesney low on fuel as well, and Aiden obviously keeps flicking on fuel as well. So I think Aiden's going to be fine just because of the sheer gap that he's got. But yeah, I think the one to look out for will be Darky in the closing stages, whether he struggles to make the line with a fast operating car.
Yeah, I think like you said with Aiden, because it's been flicking, bare minimum he's at least going to get sort of at the exit bus stop and only run out for
he's going to be on the cusp, yeah.
Whereas No Love Darky could be in trouble because he's been shooting this at the same time.
Yeah, I think he may be in the absolute burner camera. Slick very close still though to Jono. He was a bit closer on this lap. But again, just not a good exit out of the final corner. Jono's been able to pull over by a lap, a tenth or so, just to get a bit further up the road.
I think Slick's used more of his ERS through sector 3 as well to get this road. He's still got a decent amount left compared to Jono, but I think he did use more during sector 3 to try and close in this lap.
He's very close to it. Seems to be a bit close to this lap. I think he's going to have a good run on him here. Choosing to put his
Jono's
ERS.
out of battery as well.
Goes to the outside line. It's not going to be enough. Jono moves across to cut him off. And Jono holds on for now. Very close. Oh, look how close Slick is through Lecom. Almost in his gearbox. Loses a bit of momentum going down the hill. Is he going to choose to send it? No. Still a bit too far behind as he goes to ERS none. And he's got two more laps to go.
Just behind that as well, MOZA managed to get No Love Darky onto at the exit of the cam, well, out of the camera straight.
He must have had a moment again because that gap is around 1.8 seconds. A CT3i is
out
in the pits.
In the pit, yeah.
Yeah, called it quits. Unfortunately, was doing wet lap practice, I think, so in these conditions, so when it just dries up and it goes on to winters, I think he's just been struggling a little bit as he just continues to eke out that lead up to 9.4 seconds now, looking mighty in these conditions.
I was going to say, well, we've been focused on the podium fight. He's really pulled out a gap. It's impressive, that is.
Yeah, obviously, after the second pit stop, it was around 5.5 seconds. So he's pulled a comfortable 4 seconds or so on Aiden in this last stint. So solid effort from Hugo. So kudos to him. 7 tenths the gap though on this occasion.
A lot further back, yeah. It doesn't look like there's going to be any action in this lap. They're both sort of level on ERS as well.
It's going to be a last lap move, isn't it? If he wants to do anything, he needs to just save his ERS this lap. Jono as well, he's going ERS none, he's doing the same. So they're both playing the game. It's just all about the exits now in these final crucial stages of this race.
Flick's using a slight bit of ERS just to somewhat stay near him, but certainly, I mean, I say that he's gone back to training it, whether or not he's going to do it again.
Yeah, Jono was a bit wide. Jono was a bit wide on Radion, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. No,
I was going to say he was a lot further back at sort of the bus stop.
Darky's really dropped off the back of Boston as well. He's either gone for another little adventure or he's in extreme lifting coasting mode to try and get to the end here, because he's just been passed by Orchid as well, so about to be, he's on that cusp. Orchid just throwing the car around, all side by side, going down the hill. Darky just holding up for now, but through goes Orchid, then down the inside of Darky to move up to P6. Yeah, Darky just pushed that wide a little bit and just can't get any rotation on the car. That's another position loss.
His lifting coast here, because he probably would have lost far less time if he just pushed on and let the car run out of fuel, because I mean he's lost probably about
10 seconds or something like that. Yeah, like it's not smart racing really. So gap as well up front, 11.6 seconds, so he's on a charge now. Aiden lifting, I don't know what Aiden's doing, whether he's run out of fuel.
I assume Aiden's, maybe Aiden's just keeping an eye on his fuel, but it's ticked back, and regardless, if he's right on the limit, he's not in trouble for John.
Yeah, I guess he's really having to worry because he's doing extreme lift and coast into turn 1 as well, so the gap's crazily gone up. Hugo just able to pump in his times as he has got the fuel sorted, so it looks to be all glory here on Hugo's end.
He did have a yellow flag there. Is it Dalton?
Maybe, I mean someone was off in sector 2. Could be, maybe, yeah. It was him or Jamaican Jam, I believe. It was Nitro's right on the back of Chesney as well. Coming into sector 3. He's going to go for a move. He's showing low on fuel as well, so a couple of cars struggling for fuel towards the end of this race.
I think it's all ticked over now with it coming up to the last lap, but the one who's in deep trouble is No Love Dark. He was in red, in sector 4, quite far back in sector 3. So I have a feeling that he's going to do the entire sector 3 without fuel.
Darky as well. Back ahead, but yeah, like you said, he's going to struggle. Orc low on fuel as well, so there's a couple of people really on that cusp, but looks to be all perfection up front for Hugo. 13 seconds the lead now as cars behind struggle for fuel and pace. So it looks to be going the way of the Brits for his first win in H1. But we go towards the back just quickly to see if Slick can get anything. He's off the track through Pouon. And I think he's lost his opportunity to get Jono. I think it is going to be Jono on that third place position. Whether Slick's got anything to offer down to the bus stop, though, we'll have to wait and see what kind of run Jono has through the ending of Sector 2. It all looks to be smooth enough anyway, so we'll quickly cut to Hugo. He crosses the line to win the Belgian Grand Prix in downpour conditions. Aiden is on low fuel, but he's going to get to the end. He is going to see out the result to get P2. Very slow across the line, but done enough. It's going to be about 15 seconds.
Dark is out of fuel. He's got a long way to go to get to the end. There's a fair gap to a Rufus guy, but I think a Rufus guy might phase into it. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make here.
Jono gets P3 in the end. Slick unable to get him, so has to settle for P4s. And MOZA gets P5. Orca's going to be the man to inherit P6 on track as well after Dark. He's run out of fuel. It's very slow, but he's going to have enough in the tank to get
Rufus guy's too far back, so it's going to be enough there.
Cruisen's run out of fuel as well, I believe. Or is he? No, I think he's a bit of a moment there.
Although, I was going to say almost spun out the final corner.
Finn crosses the line. I think he just ran out of fuel as well briefly. Palmer, unfortunately, just going to run out of...
Dalton's out of fuel.
Yeah, Dalton ran out of fuel. I think
it's Nitro.
Oh, it is Nitro, you're right.
Because Nitro's dropped the position to Dalton.
Dalton again, unfortunately, he's in that cusp really of floating around the points, but no points going Dalton's way today. Unfortunately, he will have to settle for P12. Nitro running out of fuel will hold on to P13 Jamaican Jam. Just behind him, unless a penalty will obviously push him back. I don't know, that's short. Yeah, he does actually. Yeah, Jamaican Jam jumps Dalton then, so it's just going to be Chesney and then Mattej that round out the order here. So come round the bus stop. Mattej should be in the last car to round out proceedings.
Although Chesney had a penalty, so he'll jump below Mattej in the final classification.
Yeah, interesting race here then, as we've got yet another winner here this season in Tier 2. 5 on the bounce in terms of new faces. Well, not necessarily new faces, but the stint of new drivers goes on as Hugo drops the griddy on the field to win his first race. Surrounded by Aston Martin drivers, another great battle that looks to be playing out for the season between those two constructors. So we go on to Silverstone to see if things carry on the same way. Who knows if it will be wet or dry. In typical British conditions, we probably won't know until when the weather gets released on Tuesday. It could obviously change on a daily basis, so feel free to keep an eye on weather, but realistically we won't fully know until the Tuesday itself. But let's have a quick look through the final order as we get a couple of interesting graphics there, seeing that Cruiser, as shown from his cut back through the grid, gets the most overtakes as Awkward's given the driver of the day in-game. That'll obviously go to a vote there within the league, but yeah, it's Hugo who wins in a wet spot, setting the fastest lap of the race as well. Aiden P2 having to settle for that after some extreme fuel saving in the final stint as well. Jono gets P3, Slick P4, and MOZA P5, Awkward P6, Darky P7, Ruthless got P8, Cruiser P9, and then Finn gets P10 as well. Countdown has happened, but it's not booted me out the lobby yet, so there we go. On to next week, though. I believe we got a sprint race next time around. I'll quickly go double check that to see if that is the case. It is, yeah. So we got a sprint in Silverstone next, as the final races come in thick and fast. Obviously, no more breaks now between now and the end of the season, so full throttled until the checkered flag here in season 10. But thank you for watching then. We'll now tick over into tier 1. Maybe a stream, may not. We'll have to wait and see what's happening on that front. But yeah, thank you for watching, and we will see you here at least in tier 2 for Silverstone next week. Goodbye.